So the first day we were here, we didn't work out because I was up at 4, landed here in Texas around, I think it was like 8, and then we went to the state fair all day and walked around. So after all that, we were just too tired to go work out. But it is a beautiful Sunday morning. Let's go get a chest pump. Going to church later. Gym session, not gonna lie, that was one of the better chest workouts I've had in the last couple months, even though it was short. So now we are going to church. Gotta shower and change. Time to go. Didn't bring dress shoes, so I'm stuck with tennis shoes for church that way. Back at the airport. Alright, so back in Manhattan now. Just landed. Should have brought sunglasses because I can't see anything out here. I still have to go back to school. I haven't worked out today yet, so probably going to get a shoulder workout when we get maybe legs. We'll see. I'm feeling my back's a little stiff from riding on the plane as well as sleeping on an air mattress, so we'll see. Probably going to end up hitting shoulders today. Alright guys, I've made it back to the house now. I'm faced with a pretty good dilemma. Do I go to school or do I go take a nap? Let's see, it's 12 o'clock and school's over at 3, so we'll see. Alright, so a couple of previously undecided decisions have been decided. Decided I'll go to school, and also I decided it's shoulder day. Yeet. So I ordered some Ghost supplements last week before I left, and they came in today. Actually, just got them when I went home before school. But this black cherry, sour black cherry, the Warheads pre-workout that I got here. I don't know, guys, it might be my favorite tasting workout besides the Bradley Martin or the Origin supplement, Gains flavored. I don't even know what that tastes like. It's called Gains flavored, but it's freaking amazing. But this stuff might compare, guys. Almost done with it now. About to start hitting some shoulders. So I'm gonna do 3 tips that I think that you should incorporate to try to further your shoulder gains. The first one, actually this isn't one, but this is just a little side note. If you were trying to increase your bench press, one thing that you should be doing on a weekly basis, if not bi-weekly, is overhead press with a barbell. So that's gonna add power and strength to your shoulders, and then that'll also help take over in your bench press it'll help your overall strength of your bench press. So my very first tip to you is incorporate like plate movements into your shoulder workouts. What I mean by this is like, instead of doing side laterals with a dumbbell, try doing them with like 5 or 10 pound plates, because what that's going to do, and then try to keep the plate level. So like you're doing your side lateral, I'll put a video on the screen, but if you're doing, like when you're doing your side lateral and you bring the plate up, you don't want your wrist like a dead fish. Okay, so you want your wrist up, and what that's going to do is that is going to incorporate more of the side delts. So if you like always do your side laterals, or lateral raises, some people call them, if you always do those with dumbbells, maybe give it a try using the plates, and you might feel a lot more of a burn than you normally do. Because when it comes to shoulders, there's a limited amount of exercises that you can do safely, and so it's just a matter of continuing to change things up enough to where you can feel it still. All right, so my second tip applies to primarily the front deltoids, and this would be to make sure that you are getting a mixture of full range of motion and partial range of motion. So what I mean by that is, when you're doing a dumbbell shoulder press, once you get to here, this is all the lower you're supposed to go, because once you go lower than that, then you really start to mess with your rotator cuff, which is something that we want to avoid. But when you have your elbow out front like this, you can go all the way down. So I recommend that if you are somebody who always does dumbbell press like this, you're only getting partial range of motion. You still have this whole way from here to here that you can go to incorporate the front delt. So try doing like an Arnold. That's what's great about Arnold press. You start here, rotate on the way up. I'll probably do those today, and then I'll show you some of them. And then again, like an overhead press is a good one, because you're keeping your elbows up front, and then so then you're still getting a full range of motion, because a lot of people do just like shoulder press, but again, you only get down. So third tip is going to be switching it up as far as exercises and tempo. So like I said earlier, it's hard to find new shoulder exercise just because the mobility is limited because of possible injuries with the rotator cuff. So what you can do is very limited. So find ways to switch other things up besides the exercise. What do I mean by that? So you can change up your tempo. You can do things like do circuit work, and also you can like change up your rest times. That's a very powerful one that I think it's underestimated, because if you do a shoulder exercise and you wait like 90 seconds or 60 seconds, the lactic acid leaves or whatever. And so if you like switch it up to like a 20 or a 30-second rest, then you're still going to be able to feel the burn from the last set, and it's just going to add on to it. So that's one thing you can do. Also, you can try you can try supersetting something like a low reps with something like high reps. Like right now I'm doing regular side laterals for 8 reps, and supersetting it with high side laterals, like as far up as I can go, and I'm doing like 15 reps of those, super light. Again, just little things like that to switch it up. Another thing, like I said, your tempo, you can switch up your tempo, which would be like, how long you go on the negative and how long you go on the concentric. So little things like that are going to make a big difference once you add them up. So try not to get caught in the same, your 4 sets of 6 or your 5 sets of 8, whatever it is. So try to keep, and you don't need to change it up every time. You don't need to get super fancy or anything, but it's those little steps that are really going to make a big difference in your training. So this is going to be a bonus. I wasn't going to do this because I just thought of it, but this would be to take rear delt training as seriously as you do the other 2 delts, because like I used to do rear delts maybe once or twice a month, and even when I did do them, I didn't take them very seriously. I didn't treat them like the other delts, and so my rear delts are not as developed as they could be just because I neglected to hit them very strong. But when you get, like if you step on stage someday, you're gonna want your rear delts quite developed. I was getting some dinner now. I mentioned earlier that I got that, or that I was gonna get that blueberry toaster pastry ghost protein powder, because I've heard it's good in smoothies. Got it. I actually have that in there, but I haven't made a smoothie. I probably won't tonight 'cause it's already 7. I'm getting dinner, so I'll try tomorrow and tell you what I think of it. But that's gonna end the video, guys. Gotta get this edited at 7. I gotta get this edited for 8 a.m. tomorrow. So make sure to subscribe if you aren't already and like the video. It'd help me out a lot. Appreciate it, and we will see you next time.